Hello, welcome to Keto Gaming. Today we are looking at one of my Crystal Maiden replays. There we go. And yeah, let's. Basically, this is one of my classic five-man parties. Um, Bacon is Goods and Witch Doctor. I've played it before. I think Witch Doctor was Invoker in my last video. So yeah, Bacon is good. Slark, I think it was. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to have a pause apparently. So let's go through this. There we go. Let's change it back up. They got a really tanky lineup. I think that does disappear on my mouse. Yeah, they got a tanky lineup. They got Sven, tanky, pretty damn tanky, with the IO, which will make him so deadly. They got Ogre Magi, which is a real tanky support. Void gets pretty tanky when he gets farm. They're complaining about Weaver. See, I honestly don't. I wouldn't say Weaver counter tanks whatsoever, like, at all. There's no way he counters tanks, honestly, because Weaver, he kind of preys on paper people, so he's good at picking off paper supports usually. Of course, I mean, if he's got a Desolator, Divine Rapiers, and whatnot, then of course he's gonna be strong. And if the tanks haven't actually got that much farm, of course he's gonna be stronger than tanks. But I wouldn't say that Weaver at all counters the tanks. So looks like Ember Spirit dies. Oh, not Ember Spirit, Storm Spirit. He'll give up First Blood because they had 3 people. IO was that 3 people? I'm pretty sure it was IO, Ogre, and oh no, it wasn't. Okay, just 2. And I forget the fact that this camp with the healing creep will not actually stack. And so this is your ordinary tri-lane. It's me, Skywrath, and Tiny. Tiny's gonna be the farmer. I'm gonna be position 5 support, and Skywrath is gonna be position 4 support. So I'll buy most of the boards and most of the sentries. Probably upgrade the courier as well, which I do have in my quick buy. And now I'm just gonna double pull. Usually pull the second creep when the double pull is when the overall health of the first camp is 500. In that case, I did it when the overall health was about 425, just because the healing creep would heal himself, and therefore to increase the max HP. And I should really have gotten that deny in not deny, last hit. And I can try to last hit this, even though my range creeper is going to die, because it has hit the 2-minute mark, and the first pull camp, the easy camp, will in fact have had spawned. So yep, and that creature's just going to die. Second point, Arcane Aura is pretty standard. Don't know if I should have got the clarity. I don't know if I need it. Arcane Aura helps the whole team, and it does give me +2 mana regen, which is pretty much what a Ring of Bassi gives you. A little bit more, I think, than a Ring of Bassi. I'm gonna try to pull this. I'm gonna stack this actually. It's easier. Storm Spirit does die again. Okay, so I want to talk about tri-lanes. Tri-lanes is a very common thing to do. I missed this deck, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to double pull. Usually I see a lot of tri-lanes in lower level games. They have 3 people standing there trying to kill in the same lane, but I really do not think that's effective at all. Just because if you have 3 people stepping the EXP, the tri-lane is so you can get kills and secure your carry farm, and that doesn't secure your carry farm, mostly because you're sharing it. And I think I'm a bit late on this bubble pull. And so what I have is, what's good is to have one person pull constantly. Obviously not if the creep's on the tower, so the tower doesn't get that much damaged. And one person can sit in lane, preferably zoning out. Don't think the Skyreth did a very great job of that this game, but yeah. Crystal Maiden, Crystal Nova's got pretty decent range, does good AoE, so I can come around here, pop a Crystal Nova anytime today, and that will slow both of them, plus do damage, plus the avalanche, which was set up by the Crystal Nova. And I think Skyreth Mage should really leave. Yeah, the fact that Skyreth Mage underestimated the bristles there was really bad because it did so much damage to him. But luckily we killed him in time to not get a triple kill, which would have happened, I think, if he indeed lived for one more bristle, or whatever it's called. Cool spray, yeah. So I'm gonna get wards. I'm gonna try to do what I can, slow the ogre so they can't chase him, and just gonna salve him up. Gonna go back to base right now. Weaver's doing well. Hopefully he gets a kill here. He's a pretty good hero. Not hero. Pretty good player. So he's probably gonna get a kill up here. Second level in Frostbite. What I tend to do first is max out Nova, just because it's a pretty good nuke, and it will help in killing a lot. And I've got my TP and wards here, and that is kill from the Weaver, which is good. Shutting down Void's farm because nobody wants to deal with a farmed Void. And it looks like they're struggling to kill in mid. Io very smartly comes in. That will chase off the gank. Possibly get a return kill. Can't see what happens. I'm going to come here because I remember the Tiny asking for a support just to help him farm because he's getting pretty zoned out. Because he could get initiated on. It's a 1-for-1 trade. It's okay. Storm Spirit is dying a worryingly large amount. Always try to get both of them with your Crystal Nova. Frost Nova? Crystal Nova. Yeah. Because it does slow them a lot. Does it do attack slow? Yeah, it does do attack slow as well, so that's good. Yeah, Frostbite. I like to get my Freezing Field at level 6. A lot of people don't. And I do notice here that Io does have a haste rune and he will become bot. So that's probably going to put the Tiny in danger. Either if we don't back off now, which the Tiny was really, for some reason, didn't want to, then that would lead to us getting killed. So I'm probably going to get killed here. Crystal Maiden, not a very strong hero, unfortunately. Tiny, really good avalanche, which will probably lead into a kill. Unfortunately. Oh, it does, okay. So we'll get a return kill on the ogre, which is okay, and Sven does die the other end of the map. Gonna get boots because Maiden really is a slow hero. I think Maiden's underpicked a lot. She's a very, very strong hero. Wow, that ward just expired. But one of the reasons Maiden doesn't get picked a lot is because I think she isn't prominent on the pro scene, but people like Puppy do a really good job of playing her, and I think since she's not weak, but she's got low armor and low HP, it means that she dies a lot. And I think here I'll show you how easily it happens. Maybe not, but she does die pretty easily. And that's why people don't want to play her, because pub players don't really want to die, I think. I'm going to be going up here, helping out with a push, but then I realised don't need to help out. They've got the tower, and I'm going to TP. I don't want to TP bot with no one else there, because I can die pretty easily. But I do see another TP coming out from the Skyreth Mage, which does encourage me to TP. And I think we can fight this, because I got Crystal Nova, which does do an AoE nuke. And if we have another TP, yep, that's good from Tiny. That could be a kill. maybe. Io does back off, which means these two are alone, and we're kind of reluctant to go in. Tiny is the bait. I think Scarith Mage and Crystal Maiden are really good supports together, especially because if I slow him plus a concussive shot, concussive shot plus the Crystal Nova, sorry, that is a big slow, and if I frostbite him and Scarith Mage ults, then it does the, hopefully it will do the full ult damage duration. I see he's getting initiated on. Relocate does come out, it's probably going to kill me. I'd rather have it kill me than Tiny, though. That's the power of Io's Sven. But Tiny probably will die. That's not great. But Weaver is doing good. He's probably not going to die from this. Just time ups out. Missed time walk by the Void, I think. I'm going to TP here just to try and help him live more. I will frostbite the Sven, but it looks like it's not enough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures
I will be able to get Tranquils now. I don't think Tranquils is actually a great item on Maiden, because yes, she's an int hero, but I don't know. I sometimes have mana problems with her. So I think Arcane Boots is the way to go, but Tranquils just keeps me alive, or lets me regen and join fights after I've been in them, if you know what I'm saying. And I think that's good enough for me. Io Tranquils, pretty basic. Also, it does give you 90 move speed, and Maiden is a slow hero, so that I got that going for me. 340. Yeah, it's good move speed. And relocate is probably going to get me, to be honest. I'd rather die over the Weaver, but the Weaver will got away anyways, but I don't think I would have. A Lasso would have done it to cancel the TP, but he didn't have mana. And that was a really good fight for us actually, so fairly happy with that. It's generally good for my team that I'm getting killed from relocate ganks, mostly because if they keep wasting an ult like relocate that has a fair cooldown, it's not that long, fair amount. It's quite short at level 3, but it is a big ult to use, and if they keep using it on me, yeah, they secure a kill, but they aren't shutting down my team, so that does give my team time to free farm. And it looks like I run into a relocate gank without realizing it. And I'm trying to run to out-juke them, but that is not enough. Because unfortunately for me, Io is indeed a ranged hero. But Weaver's doing okay, so 104. I think I've died a little bit more times than I should have. I could have played a lot safer this game. And I mean, I chose this replay because I make a lot of pretty basic mistakes, which I think I could talk about. TPing here, I do a lot of waiting, which is pretty bad, and I'm just considering how well I can get my freezing field off if they were to attack the tower, and this is a really good position to do it in. But I don't know if I'm gonna get that much TP support because their full team is here, and we've got 3 out of 5 of our team here. So chances are we're gonna lose this fight. But I am accidentally gonna misclick and show myself, which does mean that Sven can blink in. So that was completely my fault. Certain misclicks like that are gonna lead you to get yourself killed. I do get chronoed on, which is pretty bad. They probably shouldn't have chronoed me, but that did actually result in them not dying. Sven unfortunately did not die because the Scarith ult was also used on it. But luckily for us, Weaver is pushing out top. And yeah, I think this was pretty bad play by Tiny. I think if anything, he could have avalanched Ogre and thrown a few hits in, which would actually have killed Ogre. So I think that was a bit of a mistake by Tiny. And I am TPing back here rather dangerously. See if I can get a solo kill. Because honestly, if I do that... Honestly, if I had enough mana and I wasn't there, I think I'd have a pretty good chance against Bristleback. I don't know, it's hard to say. Because I would have my freezing field. But unfortunately, I was there. I think this IO played pretty well. Not great, but pretty good. He was there when he needed to be. Scarith Mage, I think, made a mistake in this game. Let's just watch him for a bit. I'm just walking right now, so it's fine. I think you'd max out Arcane Bolt first, honestly, because it just does a lot of damage. It costs very little mana. Yes, Concussive Shot does more damage, but it is very costly in mana. So, I mean, the only thing that increases... Okay, slow does increase. Okay, that changed a lot. I think still Arcane Bolt is better to max out, and then Arcane Ancient Seal, because a 6-second plus 45% increased magic damage is really good. Concussive Shot, don't know. Because long time ago, not long time ago at all, by any means, but some time ago, jeez, I can't even speak. Concussive Shot wouldn't actually increase by slow, only increases in damage if you leveled it up, so that would have been useless. So this build isn't terrible. So let's go back to me. I'm watching it as well. I'm a bit late to the fight, so I'm gonna ward up. I don't think I'll be... Oh, I might be able to save. Yeah, okay, so looks like my body block was really bad. And I do throw out my spells. And it's a bit unfortunate that he has a TP and TP's out. But I think a mistake with me over there was actually just being there. Honestly, the Storm Spirit would have probably gotten away if I wasn't there, so that was pretty bad. It's hard to say, he might have died because because he didn't have enough mana to use his ult anyways. But that was a bit of a mistake. And if I didn't get stunned by Sven and I just positioned myself a little bit better, then I think that I would have been able to get out of that a bit more cleanly and be able to pull out my ult. Which is another reason why I should have Arcane Boots, because it stopped me from using my ult. Which is really, really strong. They do have a ward here, so they will see me. Just gonna try and slow down the push. Relocate gank will probably kill me, which is a bit of a shame. But I'd say they're wasting the relocate ganks, honestly, because they could be killing harder carries, such as our Tiny, that's currently farming. And Chrono isn't up, but how long is it up? Not up for 7 seconds on it. Yeah, that was a pretty bad fight for us. Gonna fortify that tower because it's always useful to fortify a tier 1 tower. Just because
Dire's
if
bottom
a tier 1
tower
tower
is under
falls, you get
attack.
fortify right up again.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Um, but the Weaver is pretty farmed, so he's probably gonna get a tower in return. Even if the Dire do fortify their
Dire's
structures.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
Sven does manage to deny the tower, which is a little bit unfortunate. If your tower is low, then I think it is always good to deny it. So if it's a Rex or a Rex tower, maybe you could deny it last minute, but you should only deny those kind of things like Rex, tier 4 mids. You should only ever deny them if they are certainly going to die within that second and you get a split second deny off. That's the only reason that I see you should deny them. If it's within deny range and their team is halfway across the map and they have no plans of destroying it anytime soon, I don't think it's worth it to deny it at all, just because you give them a set of mega range or melee creeps in lane, which will be a big factor in the game you play.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's worth it stacking Ancients because we have a Tiny on our team. Once he gets his Zags, he will be able to clear stacks very quickly. They've got a ward here that I don't know about. Seems like relocate was used. Ogre is there, but my team is there and I know that, so I'm going to turn around, Crystal Nova him, Frostbite him. I probably want to Frostbite the Void and then just right click damage, honestly. And then I'm going to stand here. Freezing Field does a lot of damage. Weaver does get the kill. Does get the kill, sorry. Did I say doesn't? I don't know. Good silence being used, which is... Silence is Ancient 2, or any silence in fact, is really good against Bristle. Just because he can't use all his spells, so he can't run faster, he can't do more damage, and he can't kill you. Which is really all-in-one kind of package there against Bristle. I'm going to be wanting to get an Ogre Club. Probably want Arcane Boots sometime soon, it's pretty late, but I'm going to be queuing up an Ogre Club it seems, just to make myself a little bit tankier, and eventually possibly build a BKB. Just so I can get my ult off in kind of more safety, like it doesn't get cancelled. And I get a little bit stronger so I don't get killed straight away.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Because that's a big problem with Crystal Maiden. There's going to be a relocate gank that will kill me. Gonna whip out one Crystal Nova. Try to juke some in the trees, but that's not going to be enough.
Dire's middle tower is under
And that is what you call space created.
attack. Are fortified. Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Should have got a bracer earlier, honestly, because it just makes you that little bit tankier, gives you more attributes. I think that was a big mistake on my part, because I could have influenced the game. Probably died less just from that one bracer, if I got it earlier on. Which would probably lead to us having more kills. Or less deaths, sorry. And the Io went up there and suicided, so I thought, okay, chances are he's just placed a ward there. So things like that, if they walk up to a cliff or popular warding spot and seem very, insistent on going there, even if they die, then it is a good idea to think that they have a ward, because probably they do. And so I got a sentry ward, ready to de-ward that. And I'm going to be helping out the Storm Spirit, which will probably get a kill.
Middle tower is under attack. Cool.
Not sure if my Crystal Nova is necessary, but I do spot out this ward. And I thought it was probably worth it, just waiting about 10 seconds. I don't know, it's hard to say now that I watch it, but I think at the time I was like, okay, not that much is happening, not much is going on, and it's close to the stack mark, so I'm going to be stacking this for the tiny. About 53 and early 54 seconds kind of thing is what you want to stack this camp on. And Tiny will be able to farm that later. Yeah, I checked that he's got his Zags, and that means that he can farm the stack. I think I could have spent more time stacking, that would have benefited my team. I'm just gonna de-ward, or at least make sure there's no ward there. There could possibly be a ward up on that kind of area there, but kind of there, but chances are there isn't. I mean, not chances are, but we just took the risk anyways. I'm gonna be trying to farm, trying to get my arcane boots, which you can see is lined up here. Crystal Maiden's a pretty good jungler, just because this does 10-second stun and damage to creeps, which is pretty amazing, actually. So. That came out of nowhere. Wow, this Sven does crazy damage now, which is kind of worrying. And I told this Tiny to back off because honestly he had like no health. And that's enough for my arcane boots, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go... And I think I was looking around this area, thinking where a ward could have been, because the Skyreth said he was almost certain there was a ward there. But no. And I do try to sack it, but my Nova, I probably could have clicked closer like there or something, but yeah, just that would have helped, I think, is one of my mistakes. I do sell the Tranquils and send another pair of boots to me. I think it's a waste of money. I think I should have started off with Arcane boots, but Tranquil's okay. I wouldn't exactly say it's a bad item on Crystal Maiden. Looking at the scores, we're finally ahead in kills, which is good for us. Sven's got 10 kills and 4 deaths, which is bad for us. But I don't know, Weaver's doing good. Tiny doesn't look like he's doing good by the KDA, but he is farming, so he is actually doing well. Which is a problem with KDA, I think, is you can't really say exactly what's happening. Exactly how well someone's playing just by KDA. Weaver does manage to get a kill on Sven, but will be punished for that. I don't know, it's hard to say if it was worth it or not, because Sven does need to die. He is level 17, but Weaver, I think, gave up a lot of gold by dying there. Luckily, Ogre got lost it, I think. And I'm going to be looking to build a BKB now. Start farming it. Don't think Tiny should have come in, honestly. Because he didn't really need the farm. There's ancients he could have taken. Could have stacked. I don't know. But I kind of really wanted that.
This'll come in handy.
Bounty runes in the late game are really good for supports. They're good for carries and more core heroes in the sense that they give a lot of EXP, but they're really good for a support because at about 40 minutes it'll get to the point where one bounty will buy you an observer ward, which is really good because it doesn't mean you have to save up for it. And I will get the Ogre Club sent to me. And I'm pretty sure it makes me at least 1,000 HP. Scarrath's here, waiting for the courier. Because I think he suspected there was a ward here. And so he bought a sentry. And luckily for us, wow, this ward was literally just about to expire. So if he waited any longer, it was 14 seconds when I killed it, I think. So if he waited 14 seconds longer, we would have lost 50 gold and probably wasted the sentry. If it was just to do ward another sentry. Weaver will be fine once again. Sentries are good against Weaver, but I don't think if you place him down, it's exactly great. Freezing Field just to do extra damage, but I do get caught in the chrono, which is bad for me. I think I did good damage with the Freezing Field though, which will help my team. It's hard to say. Yeah, I think we lost that fight. Oh, but we might turn around to get kills. Scarth Mage is dead. So is Storm Spirit. And we only managed to get one kill, which isn't great. But Tiny is AFK farming, which is good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we literally have a Fury on as a Weaver. The way he plays it. He's got his Desolator, he's got his Demon's Edge. I think he's building a Monkey King bar. The thing about Sukuchi max level is there's only a 2 second gap where you actually aren't invisible and pretty much hasted. So, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He will time lapse out. They will still try to kill him. But they don't manage to catch up to... Oh, okay, there's a blink. Yeah, I think it was more luck than skill that Sven threw out the stun just as he had Sakuchi off cooldown. Tony isn't AFK, but don't know why. Yeah, that relocate to kill Weaver from... I thought Sven must have had an Invis rune or a Shadow Blade or something, because it really did in fact look like he wasn't there. It really did in fact look like Weaver wasn't tethered to anybody and that Weaver was alone. But I think it was because Sven wasn't in our vision, that's why it looked like it. And Sven does pop in, BKB does crazy damage with his cleave. It's actually ridiculous. And I'll try to TP out, but unfortunately I'll get used up in the air and die. But fortunately for us, the craggy chances absolutely destroys Sven. He doesn't die, but the craggy chances, or he does die eventually. But thanks to, I think we won that. Not, we didn't win that, but I think we got the Sven and Wisp kill just because of the craggy. I think that was down to chance.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And Roche will be up soon. So
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I'm gonna be trying to
Radiant's
deter
top tower
him
is under attack.
from the push.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We were considering going in, but when Scarth made use of ult, I knew we couldn't.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So we used him and we ran away. Fortunately for us, Bristleback backed off. I think Bristleback could have turned around and killed us, honestly, because we were pretty weak. But he didn't know that no one else was there. So I think he made the right choice. Freezing Field does cost a lot of mana now. And Weaver does hit really hard now. Pretty crazy. He's got MKB and everything. We're going to be trying to push this out. I've got a TP ready, so if they try to come up and gank us, but I don't think. Yeah, relocate is up. And Weaver's got time lapse and everything. I think I should TP out about now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower.
Yeah, I think I should really have TP'd out right now.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, that was a really big mistake by me. Relocate was used. I don't think very appropriately, but it was used. Yeah, I think a big mistake for me there was knowing that we couldn't see where they were and still going in for it. That was a bit greedy of me, and I think I could have done that better. I don't know why I've queued up Blink, and the Craggy Rock is really doing work, and he will Manta and just get out. Manta's okay because the cleave damage does. It's pretty good actually. Cleave. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to double check my facts, but I think Craggy Rock works on Manta, but I'm not sure. I'm at 50% sure, so don't know whatsoever, pretty much. But Manta does have cleave, so it is a good item on Tiny.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
I don't know if it's a glitch, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. But you see relocate ganks all the time, even if like they're not there. Like in game, you could see the red teleportation symbols in the minimap. I told him to stack it, but then I realized Weaver and Tiny could have just destroyed it before it respawns anyway, so it doesn't matter. And he's going to be coming back up to kill it. I think I've died a lot this game. Storm Spirit was not complaining, but he was saying that he died a lot. And so I'm going to TP back and try to defend Rex if they try to push that. Because honestly, it's not something we could afford to lose right now. Because we do have Weaver doing massive damage with the Desolator up top, and he's also trying to go for a trade. And so if we manage to deter them, then I think we had a bit of problems joining in. And I do get caught in the chrono, which is pretty bad. But I will try to, I think I'll try to get a freezing field off. It's okay, not great actually at all. But we do manage to deter them, which is pretty good. Because Weaver did manage to get the top tower and Meteor Axe. And he drops his hand on Midas, I saw. So. And if he kills this, yeah, he kills Sven. So what does Weaver have? I'm sorry. Okay, he's building a heart. But he's probably going to build a Divine Rapier actually. Double Desper shots. Yeah, this Weaver player does build Divine Rapier a lot. Bacon is good. Where am I? There we are. Oh, I'm just watching. Oh, it is my perspective. And this is where Tiny has what's that? 6 illusions, so there's 7 tinies there. It's pretty much like Phantom Lancer, just because he had Invis rune and he has Manta. Uh, Invis? Illusion rune, and he has Manta. And Tiny does do massive damage to towers. And we're gonna try to push this out. Good Crimson Guard use. I think could have gotten more people into it from Bristle. Courier I saw went in, but for some reason comes out untouched. I think one hit from Bristle probably could have killed it. And I'm getting close to my BKB. And I see a Sven. That's when I die. And we do have mega creeps from that fight, so that's really good for us. Actually, I'm quite interested in the EXP and gold graph during this game. So it was in our favor. It dropped down to them, but I think EXP was well in our favor just because we had the tiny farming all the time, and they didn't really shut us down. Like I said, a mistake was relocating just to kill me, which wasn't that worth it. It did give Sven a lot of farm, as you can see, but yeah. Team net worth. Yeah, it's just honestly, I think we just worked our way through this game because I think they could have done things a lot better. Watching the game, it doesn't look like that's what the net and gold graph would look like. It looks like a bit of a comeback, but it really isn't, because I think they made a lot of mistakes in the early game. So they're trying to defend and mega creeps just wrecking them. And Weaver's got his divine rapier. Does a lot of damage to himself because of the blade mail. I think we're close to ending it now. Yeah. I don't think he was actually, because the Void did have 2 javelins. I don't know, it's hard to say. But yeah, mega creeps are just pretty hard to deal with, especially when the Weaver can just, yeah, wreck you like that. I think he could have killed the Void, but he just chose to end the game, I think. Yeah. I think that was a pretty good game. Made some mistakes and yeah, could have used my ult a lot better. But yeah, I think they made big mistakes in letting our tiny farm. So thank you for watching.